I know it's important. I do. I honestly do. But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We talking about practice, man. We talking about practice. We talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We talking about practice, man. When you come in the arena and you see me play, don't you?
Hey guys, John here, and today we are going to talk about pop-up racing gates. Now, I have here the Quaddiction racing gate and a more popular option that I am starting to realize, actually a less popular option, which is a Brava Soccer gate that you can get from Academy Sports and Outdoors. Now, why do I have both of these here? Well, I've had these Quaddiction gates for a little while. I've had a pack of 4. And I am down to like 1 left that is still in perfect condition. I am smashing them left and right, and actually a friend of mine had some and I broke one of his, so I had to give one of my last good ones to him to replace it. So I wanted to know, what are my other options here? Now, a team pilot for Campfire Quads, which is Ivan, a pilot named Limon, actually flies with these over here with the netting cut out. So I decided to pick some of those up. Now, I knew that before I bought the Quaddiction gates, but I figured the Quaddiction gates, since they're purpose built, would actually be better, but I'm finding they are breaking. Now, where they're breaking might not be where you would think. Now, I'm outside today because I didn't have enough room indoors to do this. So I did have to mow my lawn a little bit. As you can see, I have the Ryobi electric lawnmower right there. Now, what's the significance of this to anybody that is making fun of me for not running 6S yet? That thing is 40 volts, which is basically like 12S. So if your lawnmower is still using fossil fuels and your quad's on 6S, well then step off, because you don't have 12S on your lawnmower, son. Now check out this 12S 40 volt battery. Now maybe it's like 10S or 11S, I don't know, but here it is next to a China Hobbyline 4S 1300 battery. Boom, look at all this. This is like 4,000 milliamp hours. So anyway, let's get the lawnmower out of the way, and let me show you exactly what's been going on with these Quaddiction gates. If we go and look in the corner here, you can see that this thing is just barely held together with duct tape. Now, I have noticed that there's 2 different types of Quaddiction gates. There are the type that are smaller on one side and bigger on the other side, which is what my buddy has, or there's these type, which are the same size on both sides. These, which are the same size, have one single rod going all the way across each horseshoe shape, U-shape, and they seem to be a little bit tougher overall. My friend has the ones that are segmented, and I actually broke one of those very easily, and we tried to do some ghetto fabrication with the tube of a ballpoint pen and some duct tape, and we could not fix it. So I ended up having to give him one of my good ones to replace it, because I didn't want to leave him stuck out, and it was my fault. He wasn't even there when we were flying with them. So what is breaking on these though is, now you can see this has a generous helping of duct tape on it, but what's breaking is this part right here, and I have multiple that are breaking right here. Now, this is like the bottom corner. Now, I can kind of still stick this one in. It does not stay very well, but I've duct taped the crap out of it. It works good enough. If I hit it, it'll fall out of place, and I can just reset it. Now, some have just completely disintegrated and are no longer useful. I have one that I just can't get it to pop back into shape and stay. And so one's just completely gone. This one's gonna be gone soon. And the weird part is, that's not a part where I'm actually hitting anything. So I'm not crashing like in the bottom corner down there. I'm hitting the sides. I mean, and you can see it survived plenty of hits. There's a little bit of fraying here, but that's because I do hit these quite frequently, and that's okay. I would expect that. But these things falling apart, I don't know the solution to that. So I'm really down to just one, so I needed something else. I didn't want to try to do the same thing, so I got these. Now, what can you notice about the Brava Soccer gates? Now, one, they are much shorter, but they do seem to be about the same width, which is on the Brava Soccer gate bag that's on the other side, you can see that it's a 6-foot size. So width is about the same, a little bit shorter, and I'm okay with that. I mean, when you're practicing, you really want to go through something that's going to be smaller than the multi-GP kits that you're going to be flying on race day. So what am I going to have to do? I'm going to have to cut away the netting on these in order to use them. Sorry guys, there's a plane going. Now, if you do see bits of grass laying around, that's because I just had to mow this. Now, I don't keep my yard especially great. My neighbor, he actually does. So he's always making me look bad in the yard department. But if you notice my fence compared to his fence is seriously lacking on that stain. Look at this gorgeous dark brown stain here. And I'm not really going to call him out for not having the stain as nice as mine, because he really doesn't have any, but oh well, I guess I just did. So anyways, now that plane's gone, we can talk a little more about what we're going to do here. So I'm going to move this closer so I can explain what I'm going to do. It's not going to be too complicated. I am simply going to take my unboxing tool and use that to cut away this netting. So here we go, right here, and let's just cut this netting away, and I'll fast forward to when this is done. Okay, so now the netting has been removed. So whatever unboxing tool that you decide to use to cut away this netting, just be careful. If it's sharp enough, it will cut through very quickly, no problem. Just be careful also not to cut any of the yellow part. You don't want to cut that stitching and have the top fall off. Normally I would kind of fly this for a while before putting this video out, but since Yvonne does have these and he's used these for many months without issues, I'm gonna go ahead and put this up. I'm gonna throw a little flight footage at the end with a mixture of both of these, just to see, like, is one easier to see? They're both kind of a bright yellow. The Brava is more of like a highlighter yellow that's almost like a neon, and this is more of just a plain like banana yellow. I do think that the Quaddiction bag, it kind of reminds me of the banana from the
It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. There you go. There you go.
peanut butter jelly time video, which is cool, but the Brava also does come with one. So like I said, they are $39.99 for two, and whatever you use to practice, you know, whether it's pool noodles, these, I like these personally because I can throw them in the back of my seat of my car, no problem, take them to wherever I am, and they fold up nicely. Telling from the bags down there, the Brava does fit a little smaller into the bag, which is going to be nice for carrying them around. I just have a car, I don't have an SUV, so I can't carry around like full-size multi-GP gates, but then again, who can besides Miguel? So anyway, whatever you do, be practicing. It's the only way you're gonna get better, and it's the only way that you're gonna possibly make it through a full race day without crashing horrendously. Well, I mean, let's face it, we're all gonna do that anyway. So thanks guys, talk to you later.